Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Ship and Read. Today I'll be doing my February TBR. I'm honestly shooketh that January is pretty much over, but before I get started, if you are new to this channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below as well as the notification bell. But let's just jump right into the 5 prompts that I will be tackling this month and the books that I'll be reading for each prompt, as well as my book club pick. So normally I usually have my book club pick on here, but we're still in the middle of voting while I'm filming this, and the vote actually ends today or later tonight, so I won't know what I'll be reading. But right now I can safely say that the 2 potentials are this one, Independence by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. I'm definitely butchered that name, I'm so sorry. As well as The Last Invitation by Darby Kane. I'm not sure which ones will win. Right now this one's showing that it's winning, but I have to like adjust some of the votes because people vote and they don't show up, or they have no plans to show up. So sometimes I have to go in and adjust the votes because of that. So right now these are the 2 potentials. This one's winning by 2 votes, but it might all change later today, so I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, moving on to my 5 prompts that I have. So unfortunately I have been lazy and did not get around to actually putting them out into little slips of paper and then putting into my TBR jar. So I have my laptop over here, and once again we'll be doing the TBR wheel. So let's see, first spin is going to be oh my god, set in a different country. All right, so I will go through my shelf. I definitely have a lot for those, so I'll be right back. So I am back now with the book I chose for Set in a Different Country. And by the way, because February is Black History Month, I do want to put an emphasis on books written by Black authors or books that have a Black main character. Obviously, if I don't have a book that also qualifies for my prompt, then you know, I will pick something else. But if I do have one, then that is my priority. So for this one, I'm going to go with Wings of Ebony by J.L. This book is written by a Black author, and this book is set in a different country because it's a fantasy and it's set on an island called Gizon. So obviously totally different place, different world altogether. It's not even set in our universe. Why I feel like it definitely qualifies for this. I've heard really good things about this book when it came out, I want to say like 2-3 years ago, and I definitely can't wait to read this soon, so we'll see. I also know the second book came out, so if I love this first book, then I would definitely want to pick up the second book ASAP. All right, moving on to prompt number 2. Let's see. Oh my god, they're all like right in the middle. Oldest TBR. Okay, I have a lot on here as well. A lot of my TBR cart books are from ages ago, so I have a lot from there. I also have a 1 shelf in my other room that is really old books, so definitely a lot to choose from. I will be right back. All right, for my oldest TBR, I'm gonna go with Tyler Johnson Was Here by J. Coles. Again, this is a book written by a Black author, plus the main character is also Black as well, and all I know is that this is about a stunning portrait of young Black lives in modern America. It follows these twins who cannot be any different. One night they go to a party and a police raid happens, and now Tyler, one of the twins, is missing. And now Marvin, who is the other twin, will learn what justice and freedom really mean in an unfair world. I'm super curious. I've heard really good things about this book when it came out, like 2018 or something like that, which again is definitely one of my oldest books. It's not the oldest book, but it's definitely one of them, so very excited for this one. All right, prompt number 3. Let's see. LGBTQ plus, so I have a lot for those as well. I need to look through my shelves. I have like 1 comic book that I think I haven't picked up yet, and I'm pretty sure it is LGBTQ plus, so let me like look through my shelves and find that. I'll be right back. For this LGBTQ plus book, I really want to do a comic because I feel like I want something to kind of break up my heavier books and my thicker books, but I couldn't find one that had a black author. So I'm gonna go with This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. Not gonna lie, I'm a little skeptical about this book only because I've read her other book, Cinderella is Dead, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the characters or the plot or like the pacing of it. I think if I remember correctly, I gave that book like 2 stars. So I'm hoping that this book is different, but this is the first book in a new series. And it says, strange magic blooms behind a poison gate. It follows a girl called Briseis. I'm really hoping I pronounced that name correctly. She has a gift where with a single touch she can grow plants from tiny seeds to rich blooms. And then one day her aunt dies and wills her a dilapidated estate in rural New York. And now she and her parents move there, and hoping that because she's surrounded by plants and flowers, she can finally learn to control her gift. I don't know who this love interest is, but looking on Goodreads, this is categorized as LGBTQ+, so I'm assuming there is some sort of relationship in here that fits the bill. So this is why I picked it up for this prompt. All right, prompt number 4. Let's see what it is. Recommended by someone. So this has to be a book that is recommended by someone on social media or from a friend, etc. I do have one book that I'm thinking about doing this because my friend has read it and she like loved it, so I have very high hopes for it. But let me find that book first, or maybe I'll look for another book. I'm not sure yet, but I will be right back. All right, so I'm back now with the recommended book by someone, and I know I was going to pick a book written by a Black author because it's Black History Month, but this is the book that's been calling my name, especially because my friends here has been dying and just loving this book so much, so I just have to read this, and that is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This book, I have no idea what this is about, but this is the Fairy Loot edition, so of course it is stunning. If you guys can tell, so beautiful. But I've just heard really good things, not just from my friend, but from social media as well. So I'm really curious to see if I will enjoy this book or not. It says over here, I was born with the fever, my blood dark as night. So we'll see. I really don't know what this book is about. It's supposed to be a gothic fantasy romance about a maiden who must unleash the monster within to save her kingdom. I'm really curious. Like, I need to know if this is good or not. All right, now on to my final prompt of the month, and that will be written by a Black author. Okay, that's actually really perfect because February, as you all know, is Black History Month, so I will obviously look for a book written by a Black author, so that's great. But yeah, I'll be right back after looking at my shelves and see what I have to read this month. All right, moving on to this last and final book, a book that's written by a Black author, which honestly most of the books I picked for this TBR fit this bill, but I'm gonna go with Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. This book was one of the Book of the Month finalists, and that's why I got this book from there, because obviously it has been pretty good. Like, I feel like Book of the Month, there are its issues obviously, but I think that they do try, and so far the Book of the Year books have been freaking fantastic. Like, I think last year or the year before it was The Vanishing Half. I think that was one of the finalists, and that book was so freaking good. Like, it was like mind-blowingly good. So I have high hopes for their finalists at the very least, so I have high hopes for this one. I have no idea what this book is about, by the way. I just know that it's about like this woman's her death, and she leaves behind her 2 sons, Byron and Benny, and she leaves this like puzzling inheritance for them. So we'll see. I want to say it's like a recipe that she leaves them, so I'm really curious about this. I feel like there's a lot of answers for this book, and I would like to dig a little deeper and find out. Anyways, these are the 5 books that I will be reading this month, in addition of course to my book club pick, which is still TBD, but see how that goes. I'm really hoping for independence. Like, that's what I am hoping for, but right now the votes is not that. But after I adjust things, it might be independence. I have no idea. Actually, now that I think about it, I do need to set a reminder to everyone that if they haven't voted, they need to vote by today. So anyways, I'm really excited about all these books. I think there are some really good ones. I'm honestly the only one I'm kind of skeptical about is This Poison Heart, mainly because, like I said already, I read her previous book, didn't really like it that much, but it's a new series, and I think Cinderella's Dead was her first, like her debut book, so maybe things have changed in terms of writing, the character development, all that stuff, that I will really enjoy this one. But anyways, to say for this video, let me know down below which books are you planning to read for the month of February. If you have read any of these books before, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm especially curious about Black Cake because I feel like I never heard of that book until Book of the Month finalist came out, and then obviously people were raving about it, so I'm really curious to know if you guys have read it, and if you guys did, what did you guys think about it? But as always, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And if you'd like to see more content of me, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below, as well as hit the notification bell. And as always, if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!